What? What? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Cassava, and if you're new and you've never seen me before, my name is Cassava, and this is my channel, so welcome. So today, as you can see in the title, we're going to be doing a relationship video. I'm going to be answering your questions, your scenarios, or anything like that. So I'm going to be advising you as best as I can on the relationships advice that you need. So I asked you guys all this week, send me questions or scenarios or anything that you want advice on, and I'll try to help as best as I can. So yeah. Before we get into this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps me a lot. And also follow all my socials. They'll be somewhere along here. And yeah, let's get into the video. So the first question is, do you think that males should have to put their girl in their place, situational or? You shouldn't have to put her in her place all the time. If you have to put her in her place all the time, then something is obviously wrong, or she's just doing it to irritate you or something like that. Obviously, it depends on the situation, I guess, because I don't know. Obviously, you want to be able to tell your partner, like, oh yeah, this is not what you do, this is how we go about things and blah blah blah. But like, if she's doing it constantly, then something is wrong, you know what I mean? The next question is, how do you tell your man you're not satisfied with the amount of sex you get? Okay. If it were me, I just want to be straight up. Like, literally just say, I'm not getting the amount of sex that I want. Like, I want this much, or, whatever. Obviously, people are busy, with their jobs. If you're working or school or whatever, so you're probably busy or whatever. So I guess you just have to see about timing. Because if he's busy and you're busy as well, then obviously you're not going to get as much as you want. But there's nothing you can do. But then again, like, also schedule time for each other, you know what I mean? Like, schedule a time where, not just for sex, because sex should be a flowing, natural thing. It shouldn't be something that's forced, So literally just make time for it, If you're not getting as much as you want, then maybe just have a conversation with him about it. Just talk to him and just be like, hey, you know what? I think my needs need more attention, blah, 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 you know what I mean? But I guess it all depends, because each person's different, each situation is different. Like, this, you could be busy, he could not be busy. Like, you could be free all day, but he's working all day. So obviously you're not going to get his attention, if he's working. So yeah. What's your honest opinion on long distance? I don't like it at all. Honestly, me personally, I wouldn't do it. I've done it once, didn't go well. I wouldn't do it. Like, that's for me personally. I would not do it. But I guess it could be different for those who are already in a relationship before they go long distance, like high school sweethearts, and then they go up to different universities or whatever. But then again, it is hard. It's hard to go from seeing someone every single day to not seeing them at all, or like only seeing them on FaceTime. Like, FaceTime and in person are two different things, you know what I mean? But I guess it depends on if you're both willing to put in the effort and to try, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to make the effort to speak to this person, then obviously it's not going to work, because communication is a big part of a relationship. And if you're in a long distance, you need to communicate more, so then that the other person is still interested. So let's say I am in a long distance relationship with somebody and I'm busy all day. I cannot just be busy all day and not say anything to them, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't know. My honest opinion is that if you are not willing to do it and put in effort for it, don't do it at all. Because the thing is, when you go off to uni, there are going to be temptations. So this is like for high school people, like, this is for you. If you're going off to university and you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, then just know that you will be tempted. But if you truly love this person, or you really want to be with this person, you will not fall into those temptations. That's for lack of better words, So someone asks, how do I get out of the friend zone? it is a hard thing to do once you've been friend zoned. Obviously because that person will see you like as family, not really as someone to be in a relationship with. Um, it is a struggle to get out of the friendship zone. One thing that I can say is that just say your feelings. Like, you know, they may or may not shut you down. You never know until you take that chance. Until you take that step, you'll never know. Yeah, but the thing is, like, you have to put yourself out there. Like, if they say they like roses, then get them roses, because that means you're obviously listening. So being a friend has so many advantages if you want to like them, because they always tell you that you should marry your best friend. So when you tell them, or if you show them that you've been listening and that you actually care for them and stuff like that, then like it obviously shows to them that, oh yeah, you know what, they're listening to me and they actually care for me. Obviously they tell you, to marry your best friend, and being a friend has a great advantage at that. Like, you already have a great advantage because you're already their friend, so you already know so much about them. So now it's just a matter of adding a quality that wasn't there, which is friendship love and relationship love is two different things. So I guess just moving on into that relationship level. This other person asks, why do men cheat? Why? Why does anyone cheat? You know what I mean? Like, why does anyone feel the need that they have to go and find love with, or not even find love, they just go and have a quick little intimacy session with somebody else, you know what I mean? I feel like people will cheat. I'm gonna change the question from men to just people in general, because girls do it too. You know, people cheat if they feel like something in their own relationship has not been satisfied. So let's say the sexual quality. You know, if you're not getting sex from your significant other, then obviously you're gonna look for it somewhere else. You know, you may not want to, but in that moment, where you're vulnerable because you're like, you know what, I haven't had this in so long, or they're looking really really good right now, or whatever, then like you're in that moment of vulnerability, you're gonna act on it, you know what I mean? So if you cheat, then I feel like something is missing in your own relationship that needs to be fixed. you know People who are saying that, oh, I cheated, I mean, because this girl said that her I'm not gonna say the word, is better than yours. That doesn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's a dumb excuse to say that you had sex with her. You know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely feel like if anyone cheats, then there's something lacking in their own relationship, and that's something that needs to be worked on, whether it's communication or sex or anything like that. I've been in a relationship for 2 years and it feels like my partner never makes time for me anymore. What should I do? So this is where I go back to the point on communication. If you've been with your partner for 2 years, you should know how they act. You should know how they talk, how they want to go about things, or blah, blah, blah. So if they're not making time for you, see what they're doing. First of all, are they busy? Do they have a job? Are they in university? Are they telling you, like, okay, you know what, I have all this work to do, I won't speak to you as much, you know what I mean? Are you in the same country? Because some people aren't even in the same country, you know what I mean? Yeah. See what else is taking your partner's time. Is it school? Is it work? Allegedly. But see what else is taking your partner's time. If I think my partner may be cheating on me, what should I do? Why do you think that? I want more information. Anyways, lurk around first. Personally, I do some snooping before I make the accusation, because I don't want to just come out on false pretenses. I like to have a little bit of facts backing me up. So depending on the situation, like let's say he's always hanging out with this one person, like he's always saying he's going over his friend's house, or spending a lot of time with his parents, something that doesn't seem like it's adding up, then maybe snoop around a little bit. But yeah, if anything, I say go with your gut. If you feel like he is, then he most likely is. You know what I mean? But then that also has to look back into your own relationship, and say what's missing in our relationship. You know, because if you think everything is fine, but he doesn't, so what could be wrong, or what could be changed that's in your relationship that you didn't even think was wrong? You know what I mean? Because some people think that they're happy in a relationship, but they're not. You know what I mean? Like, one person can be happy in the relationship, but the other person might be miserable as fucks. So, you know, it just depends on the person, because that person might be, let's say, getting bored of whatever you two are doing. Like, if you're not talking to him as much, then he might just go and entertain other people, or vice versa. You know what I mean? So depends on what's lacking in your relationship. He may be go looking for in somebody else, which is what I said earlier to the other question. You know, but definitely have a conversation with him. Maybe not confront him about cheating, but just ask him, you know, is there something wrong in the relationship? Is this relationship boring to you? Are you getting bored of just hanging with me or talking to me or anything like that? You know, because after a while, some people do get bored. That's just some qualities that people have. Some people do get bored. They miss the excitement. So obviously they're gonna go to somebody else, and then they're gonna just be with them for a little bit, and then get bored with them, and then move on, and blah blah blah. So I guess it just depends, you know. But yeah, definitely find out if he's cheating on you, because that's a no. Good no. Do you think it's wrong for your partner to go partying a lot, even when you've tried to ask them to stop? No? I mean, what do you mean? Like, do you think it's wrong for your partner to go partying a lot, even when you've tried to ask them to stop? Are you trying to stop them from living their life? If they think that living their life means going out partying, then that's just how they handle living life. You know what I mean? Like, you might be the type of person that wants to stay home and chill. This is like all these questions just go back to my main point about communication. Like, you need to talk to this person, you know. Clearly, they don't want to stop partying. So you guys have to find some common ground to come upon, and, you know, make that compromise. And you just realize, hey, you know what? They're going to keep going out. But if you're going to keep going out, you still have to make time for me. You know, you still have to, you know, do these little things to say, okay, yeah, this is what we're doing today. You can go out whenever you want, but just know for sure we're still going to make time for each other, you know? I don't think it's wrong for them to stop partying, because for me, if I was in a relationship with somebody and they kept partying all the time, I wouldn't care about the partying. Honestly, I wouldn't. I love to party. I love a good little fete or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, like, I just want to make sure that at the end of the day, we're still gonna have time for each other. You know, you go to parties out on the weekend, but what happens during the day? Like, are we gonna go out for lunch, dinner, go watch a movie, or, you know, chill? Like, you know? So, like, no matter what you're doing, because you still have to live your life, you still have to be independent on your own at the end of the day, you know? Even though we're two people, we're still two individuals in a relationship. So we both have to have our individual lives. We can't always be together, you know what I mean? So, especially when you're young, like, especially like my age, I'm 18, you know, obviously I'm gonna go out and have a good time and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna, if my boyfriend says, oh, you need to stop partying, maybe I'll turn it down a bit, but I won't stop partying, because I'm still young. I still need to live my life too. If my friends say, oh yeah, let's go out to this club, then I will consider going out to that club, you know? But I'm still going to tell my boyfriend, okay, you know what? Let's do this, this, and this. But I'm doing this, this, and this. You know what I mean? So, like, I think it's just a balance that you have to find, that not many people do, because they think that, okay, if this person isn't spending time with me, then we're not together at all. No, that's not how it works. Literally, you're two individuals in one relationship. You have to compromise. That's the whole thing that makes the relationship work: compromise and communication. You have to talk, and you have to figure out, okay, you know what? This is what you're doing. This is what I want to do. Let's find somewhere in the middle to meet. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say it's wrong. Maybe tell your partner to just make more time for you, because I feel like you're only asking this question because he's not making time for you, because then you wouldn't have a problem with him going partying, because he's hanging out with you a lot too, you know what I mean? But I could be wrong. What is key in a healthy relationship? I feel like I've said this point like over and over. Communication, honestly, communication is a big part in a relationship. I can tell from my own experience, communication is the best thing and the only thing that makes a relationship work. Like, actually no, I lied. It's not the only thing, but it's one of the top things that make a relationship healthy. Because the thing is, if you don't communicate with each other, all hell breaks loose. You know what I mean? If you cannot tell me how you feel, then how are we supposed to move forward in this? You know what I mean? If I ask you questions and then you just reply with I don't know or okay, whatever, and it's a dry conversation, that relationship's not going anywhere. You know, another key factor in making a relationship healthy is understanding. You know, for me, I'm the type of person that before I bark out at you, because Lord knows, I have an attitude, you know, I will try to understand your perspective. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, this is my opinion, and this is your opinion. Okay, let me see where you're coming from, because no, you're not the same person. You're gonna have two different opinions. You're gonna have two different ways that you go about thinking. So you need to make sure that you are able to understand each other and be able to understand the other person's perspective, because if you don't understand the other person's perspective, you're just gonna be one-minded, and narrow-minded, and you're not even gonna consider the other person's feelings, and that's not a healthy relationship. Like, I can tell you from previous experience, again, you know, I would always try to say, this is my opinion, and then I'd always try to understand his perspective, but he never tried to understand mine. And that was the problem, because the thing is, if I'm trying to come to you and say, this is how I feel about a certain situation, I don't like when you do this because of da-da-da-da-da, but you can't bring yourself to wrap around the fact that this is how I came to the conclusion, to say like, oh yeah, you know, I see how you got there, you know, I do feel like that, you know, that could have been an issue, blah, blah, blah. Then like, you're only thinking of yourself. And obviously that's a big turnoff to somebody who's trying to understand the perspective of you. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm trying to understand where you're coming from because we're having an argument, then make sure that you understand my perspective as well, because you're not always right. So the thing is, like, you both may be wrong, you know, but if you both understand each other's perspective, then you can at least come together and be like, okay, you know what, yeah, I see how you came to this conclusion, I'm sorry you feel that way, blah blah blah, and move forward. But if you're just going to be stuck and bullheaded, then that's not going to work in a relationship. But yeah, definitely I would have to say communication is one of the biggest things. Compromise, I said that before, you know, communication and compromise. Two C's. If you're not willing to put in the work to try to understand my perspective, or to communicate with me, to tell me how you feel, or just to communicate, period, or, you know, try to compromise, then like, what are you doing in a relationship? Because the thing is, you're supposed to grow together. It can't be like, oh, you're always right, I'm gonna always change my perspective and how I think and how I do this and do that to fit you. That's not how it is. Like, you're literally trying to fit together. So you're merging and you're changing together, you're evolving. So I can't always be coming to your side of the conclusion, you know what I mean? Because that's not how I think. I haven't gone through the same things that you have, you know what I mean? So I just, you know? So I'm in a long distance relationship with my girlfriend and I feel like we're growing apart. Should I end it? I feel like all of these questions have the same basis. Like, why do you feel like you should end it? You know what I mean? If you're growing apart, obviously, yeah, you're long distance, you're growing apart, but is that really an excuse for you to end things? You know what I mean? Are you not talking anymore? Are you not on Skype anymore, or anything like that? Naturally, people come and go. If you feel like you're growing apart, maybe you are, because at the end of the day, people change, and as you are in a relationship and you know, time passes, or even just friends, period, you know, people just come and go. You know, you meet people, you have them in your life, but then you eventually start to outgrow them, and they may not be as close as you as they were a couple years ago. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Don't give up too easily. Yeah, that's what I can say. Don't give up too easily. You're growing apart, yes. You're in a long distance relationship, first of all, so obviously you're not seeing each other. So that's you know, a minus from the relationship. But don't give up so easily. You know, if you've tried everything in the relationship, try to communicate, and it's still not working, then maybe just give it a break. You know what I mean? Just say, you know what, maybe when we come back in the same country or wherever, we can try again, but maybe it's not working. But honestly, I don't think you should end it only because you're growing apart, unless you've tried every single thing. Like, you know, you've tried the Skype, you tried FaceTime, you tried maybe even just visiting each other. Like, if you're in the UK, you can catch trains to each other, or America, you know, catch a bus or plane or whatever. But yeah, but people do naturally grow apart, you know what I mean? And that's just a sad thing about it, you know. You want to be with this person, but maybe they were only supposed to be in your life for a short period of time. So, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna stop there and let you guys get on with your day. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as I said before in this video. And yeah, see you guys next time.